Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to Beating the Press podcast. I am your host, Rafa. Now, coming up in this evening's podcast, we're going to be discussing and dissecting and previewing the big games coming up on the weekend. And this weekend, we have a really good slate of fixtures. Big Merseyside derby, Liverpool versus Everton. Chelsea also takes on Manchester United. And of course, we're saving the best for last. Arsenal plays host to Man City. Now, joining me this evening to preview these matches and to talk some EPL football, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the Craigis. Welcome to the platform.
Yeah, man. Glad to be here.
And we also have Christoph.
Good to be back, viewers.
Yes, indeed, gents. Yes, indeed. It has been a festival of football all week long. Champions League action. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Massive games, massive results. Craigis, talk to us. How have your team been faring? I see they went down to Bayern Munich over there in Germany. What's going on over there
Oh,
at Chelsea?
that was expected. Chelsea, our form is roller coaster right now. So one day we'll do brilliant, in the next game you're like, is this the same Chelsea that played last week? You know what I mean? So when I see the game, when I see the result, wasn't really surprised. I'm not a delusional fan. Some fans gonna be like, yeah, man, we could destroy, but we're not staying consistent with our football. So kind of expect Chelsea to get 3-1 right here. You know what I mean? I expected at least them to score one more goal, but I didn't expect a win result going in that game, right? Especially with playing away as well. So
Ah, indeed, indeed. Well, with the league fixture, many more games to come. Of course, that final
yeah,
game versus Barcelona should be one to watch if it really boils down to that fixture. But Christoph, Arsenal went away over there in Spain and got the desired result. Talk to us about Arsenal's performance in that Champions League fixture.
Um, for me, it was an okay performance because you get the result. You get two goals. If you only watch the score, you would have think it was probably a better game than that for Arsenal. Watching that game and having watched it all season, it looked to me, the players have not quite gelled together properly yet. So, they're definitely having a hard time finding each other in space. Not in terms of the passing or anything, but just that fluid movement that you would expect from a well-gelled team. You don't see it. I don't see it with Zubamendi and Rice. And as I've said from the beginning of the season, Gyökeres is there, but they're having a hard time playing him in behind. They're still playing as if they're playing with a false nine striker. So, good to get the result, but clearly there's some work still to be done on the training ground.
Ah, indeed, indeed. Interesting times ahead for Arsenal, really showing their squad depth. Two subs coming on and getting the business done. Interesting times ahead. But we're going to be looking ahead. That was the past. We're looking towards the future. Big games coming up on the weekend. Let's kick things off. Big Merseyside derby. Liverpool versus Everton. High flying Liverpool getting those last minute goals. And again, they were called upon late into that game. Van Dijk coming up with the winner versus Atletico Madrid. But Craig, I'm going to come to you first on this one. What can we expect from Liverpool and Everton in that big Merseyside derby? Can Everton create an upset?
I'm glad you touched back on the Champions League because I think it was going to skip past it. Liverpool, they're living life on the edge. Well,
Indeed,
Yeah,
indeed.
man, and I love the edge life. And they're like, you know what? If our game not come to the final minute, it's not Liverpool football, right? But they're playing beautiful football though. The thing is, Everton just find a nice form recently, right? Everton started out rough. Everton form look good right now, but again, they're playing at Anfield, not an easy place to play. And
Mhm.
from experience, I've been to Liverpool once. The Evertonian fans, they don't like Liverpool. They hate them. And the Liverpool fans hate Everton. So this should be a great rivalry. I,
Well, let's say farm goes outside the window once it comes to a derby match.
yeah,
So
man.
this one should definitely have a lot of talking points. And
Definitely.
of course, that man Jack Grealish, he has been I would say, the catalyst that has sparked Everton into life this season. Last season they looked very lethargic
Mm,
and barely stayed in the EPL, but this season they look like a rejuvenated team, especially with the introduction of Jack Grealish, and he has been producing since his move from Man City. So he should be one of the danger man Liverpool have to definitely take into consideration.
yeah. And no more living on the edge. Let me see what's going to happen here, right?
But what's your call in terms of the scoreline though?
Liverpool should take this, right? Definitely playing at Anfield. Might be a close game. Might be a 2-1. Still a derby match at the end of the day, right? Liverpool might score in the 92nd minute and win 2-1.
Well, 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 well. What's your take though, Christoph? I mean, Liverpool versus Everton, Merseyside derby, and as we often say, form goes outside the window, so it's hard to take into consideration what both teams have been doing thus far, but it should definitely be an interesting game.
Um, like you said, I think it will probably be a Liverpool win, but I think it will be a much more difficult or hard-fought game than most people probably think. Liverpool has only managed one clean sheet so far this season, so we know they have goals, but they are conceding at a very high rate so far this season. And then, to me, I feel the weak part of Liverpool's defense is definitely on that right side. So with this
Right
rejuvenated,
side
I think
or
the
left side?
no, I think the right side is the
Sober
weakest.
side.
Well, Sobasai will be the one who is playing there
Well,
this weekend.
yeah, I mean, he has been playing there for the last, what, 3 games? So I would definitely see him playing there again.
Okay, I still believe that the right side is the weaker side. Um, and with a rejuvenated Jack Grealish, I think it could potentially wreak havoc on that defense. Um, expect that it's going to be both teams scoring. For right now. Again, Liverpool only one clean sheet. Um, your Craig saying they're living on the edge. I think they've been very lucky
No, no,
in
no,
a
no.
lot
I
of
will not.
these games.
You can't score 4-5 and call it
No,
luck.
oh no no no
This
no.
is like Fergie time from back in the
Don't don't
90s.
don't get it twisted. No,
Slot time.
a lot of times, I would say that you make your own luck most of the time. But a lot of these late, at least two of these late winners from Liverpool have felt very lucky, in my opinion.
Hmm.
But I think it will be a very tight match. Potentially expect like a scoreline similar to this Atletico Madrid game,
Yeah.
3-2, something like that. It will be a very tight game, in my opinion.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, it definitely should be a tight game, but I feel Liverpool will tighten up defensively. I'm going with a 2-0 victory for Liverpool. Should be close, should be definitely competitive. Tackles should be flying, but at home in front of that jubilant Anfield crowd, and of course, there's no love lost between the two sets of fans. So for me, superior quality, I feel will shine through on the day. And a few of the new signings may very well get their first goal, the likes of Verts, the likes of Isak. So Liverpool definitely getting better in terms of squad depth
Yeah.
and those new signings coming in and gelling, developing chemistry as they play game to game. But for me, it's an easy call for me. 2-0 to Liverpool. But that is on Saturday. Later in the day, Craig, we have another big matchup. Your team, Chelsea,
hmm
plays away to the mighty Manchester United.
Once mighty Manchester United.
Well, you said it. You said it. Talk to us about that game. What's the expectation?
Yeah, man. The once mighty Manchester United will be facing them. I mean, like I said, Chelsea, we play like a roller coaster. Like, remember the Club World Cup, everybody wrote us off, said, Chelsea dead. But this is what Chelsea do all the time. Big games we expect us to lose, we win, right? We should beat Manchester United. We're gonna concede. We're leaking like Liverpool. Liverpool, so I'm gonna believe in a 2-0 victory, right? 2-1, maybe 3-1, but you're
Mm.
not concede a goal. We don't have the bet. We're not defensively sound. Arsenal, as much as I don't want to say it because I'm a Chelsea fan, Arsenal defense is more defensive sound than both of us. Can't lie about it, right? And I'm saying that as a Chelsea fan. And you know me not like that side there. But let's go somewhere else, right? But I honestly feel well, we can beat Manchester United. We're gonna concede a goal, right? Chalobah playing well, but him always have a mistake in him. Don't know when it
Mm,
gonna happen, but a
right.
mistake's gonna be there. Cole Palmer gonna be Cole Palmer. That's not gonna change, right? Unfortunately, we don't know who's gonna play striker. They might flip a coin and pick anybody random. Usually, João Pedro is playing false nine,
Right, right.
but we need a center forward,
You
right?
still need a centre forward after signing two
But
and
we
selling
not
one.
play them. We not play them. We still a
Well,
play.
Dilap is out injured for
Yeah,
sure.
Dilap
So it
done.
should be an easy call for Joe Pedro. I mean, he's the natural
Yeah, he might play
man, and he has been producing since his signing, to be
100%.
honest.
100%, but you know him natural role is attacking winger. But we played him as false nine, which he might do good.
Yeah, yeah,
Cannot knock
definitely.
him off.
He's been on the
You
score
know?
sheet, setting up goals, etc.
Yeah,
And of course, as you mentioned, that man Cole Palmer, it seems as
yeah.
if you stop Cole Palmer, you'll stop Chelsea.
Correct. The time remember he was out what 2 games, and you see the difference.
Mm.
Squad. You know. So well, this is a Chelsea win for sure. I'm not. It's not gonna be a big score line, right? It's either we're gonna win 1-0, but we're gonna concede, or it's gonna be like a 2-1, 3-2 type vibe. But we're gonna concede. 'Cause
So
we're
another
not.
nail in the
Yeah.
Manchester United coffin then.
Yeah, for sure. Them I finished about 16 this year.
Christoph, what's your take? What is your take? Can Manchester United pull things together? They've had a week of training under their belt, while Chelsea have been active in the Champions League. Can Manchester
Um,
United finally turn up in front of their home fans?
I think the match experience is probably better than the training that they went through. But obviously they would have gotten more rest than Chelsea. Um, can they turn up in front of fans? I don't know. I do not know. I I really don't know the answer to that question. I think it could be a tight game because we've seen where um they play better, but they're not getting the wins. I'm not saying that they're playing great, because they've been winning possession a lot of these games, but possession without scoring is really not relevant. So, you have 90% of the possession and then your opposition get the one goal. It doesn't matter. So they do
I'm
need to
not sure
find.
if Manchester United is a possession-based team.
No,
They seem to favor the counter. So
no,
this game should actually favor them. Chelsea, I would expect, would dominate possession,
but
and Manchester United, as
if
usual, playing on the
if
counter.
if you look at the games that have gone so far this season, I think United have had the majority of possession for every game so far this season for
Mm,
them.
that might be the problem.
Might be the
That
problem.
might
It
very
could
well
be.
be the problem.
Even against Man City, I said Monday that I think it looks like Pep Guardiola has probably taken a page from Mikel Arteta and winning these big games in that he no longer wants to win the possession game. Because when was the last time you say Manchester City losing possession to Man United? He is using uh chaos to get the win in well, given
Or
that that is a more
a more direct ball playing tactics,
well
as
he
opposed to consistently building from the back. He's going more direct to a Erling Haaland, who has the strength, who has the speed to hold up the ball and bring others into the game.
that as well. But we've seen that since, well, not since Haaland's first season, it wasn't quite like that. But the second season of Haaland, we saw them switch to a more direct style of play where they're just trying to get the ball to Haaland as quickly as possible. And I expect they'll probably adopt the same approach when they play Arsenal on the weekend. But
Well,
obviously,
well, we don't want to touch that much as yet. Our focus is still on the Man U Chelsea game.
Manu
What's your
versus
call for
Chelsea,
the game though,
I
Christoph?
I think it
That
will
being said, what's
be
your call for the game?
I think it will be a very tight game, and I will go with potentially a draw. So I will say a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Whoa, that's an interesting call. I really did not anticipate you going down the middle like that. To me, it has to be Chelsea. Chelsea has to come into this game as favorites, playing against a wounded United team, a
I
team
think
lacking in
no,
confidence, a
I think
team.
I
who
think Chelsea
is
are the
up against it.
favorites. Chelsea are definitely the favorites, right? But also, we always talk about law. You always talk about law of averages. It feels like the type of game where United could potentially bounce back. So I'm going to go down the middle and say it's potentially a drawn game.
I think Chelsea is gonna go to Old
Yeah,
Trafford
man.
and beat an each.
Yeah, man. I'm about to turn that old place, keep it all. We're definitely winning that game.
I,
And
I don't see Man U getting anything out of this game. I think
let me see.
Chelsea is being
So,
What?
underestimated, to be
so
honest, in
if
terms of how they are
let's
playing,
let's say not Man U, sorry. Let's say Chelsea beat them 3-0. Do you think it's
right?
the end of Amarin after that match?
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not yet.
Not
Too
yet.
early, too early. At least maybe after 10 games. After 10 games,
10?
we can assess and see where United are at. But yeah,
United.
I mean, as I said, coming into this game, the expectation is that Manchester United is going to lose. So if they were to get a win, it would almost be an upset. So I don't think you're going to fire a manager on the back of a game you were expected to lose in the first place. Now, if a team like
Who expects
Brentford
them to
or
lose? Do
West
you
Ham rolls into Old Trafford,
do you think the board expects them to lose?
yeah, definitely,
If
definitely.
you think the board
The
expects them going
expectations
into
have
this
been
match
severely lowered.
is a loss. Okay.
You don't realize the bar
This
for the Manchester United
Manchester.
fans have been severely
No,
lowered.
the bar for
Manchester
the
United fans are not even expecting to finish in the top four this season. Top
uh,
half. And they'll
Maybe
bite
top
your head off
off.
at this moment.
but
If
like
you
like
offer them top half finish right now, they bite your hand off.
as I said at the beginning of the season, the focus for United first and foremost must be finishing in the top half of the
I
table.
would say the focus should be avoiding relegation.
I agree.
No, I think the focus is
As-
still finishing. If you finish top half, you still avoid relegation. The
You do
focus
realize that Manchester United finished two places above relegation last season. So that has, and with how they're playing currently, it might be too early to call, and one would think that Manchester United is too big a team to go down. But look at the teams which have come up thus far. They are playing some quality football. I would say they're playing better football than Manchester United right now. Sunderland, when you look at a Sunderland is knocking some serious ball. So you can't write it off. I mean, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. But for sure, for this one, I'm expecting Chelsea 3-1. I'm going to make a call for Chelsea on this one. My scoreline,
yeah,
Chelsea to win 3 goals to 1.
3-1 sound about right. We're gonna concede because we're not so solid in the back line, but. Yeah, Manchester United, yeah, them fight relegation for a club that people used to fear to go to Old Trafford. Now they're fighting relegation like Crystal Palace and Manchester United and laughing like, okay, this is gonna be easy. This is where Manchester United is at right now. The
We have to
fans,
face reality.
the fans don't come in there saying, okay, we're gonna play Chelsea, we're gonna three. But the fans hope it's a draw. A draw
We
would be
have
great for Manchester. It'd be great for the coach.
the thing is a lot of fans are still looking at history, but you have to face reality.
Yes.
Man United is where they are currently. They finished what 16th last season, and look
Let's
at the start they've made. I mean,
let's
granted,
get the
they've
info.
played at least two top teams, and this is a third. So their start to the season has been a rough one. The schedule hasn't necessarily favored them. But as Sir Cole would say, it's not necessarily that you lose, but it's how you lose, the manner of the defeat.
Yes.
Are you playing some ball and losing by a small margin, or are you being blown out? And thus far, what can I say?
And I'm gonna be honest. The first game with Manchester United and Arsenal, I said Manchester United coming out playing brilliant. I was like, okay, this season we're gonna see a different Manchester United, and then just them just show with them true colors back to who they are.
No,
Consistency.
I did not expect that. 'Cause I expected that United would continue in the same vein from last
Me too.
season
That's what I
because
expected.
like I said, at the beginning of the season, United versus Arsenal, United always seem to find form for that game.
Yeah.
In their heads, they think they can beat Arsenal. They think they can beat this Arsenal, so they come out and they play as if they can win. Um, only to get beaten. And a lot of people talk about how Man United dominated that game. If you think Man United dominated that game, you have not been watching football for the last 3, 4 seasons. Arsenal do not go to these teams' homes and try and outplay them and win. They will sit on the counter and get the win.
Mm.
So you're going to get the possession. You might get more shots, but at the end of the day, Arsenal is probably going to walk away with the win.
I see. So all three persons are agreeing. Oh, well, Christoph sitting on the fence, going conservative, calling a
Going
draw. Well,
conservative.
I
definitely
think
we'll see how this one pans out. But
I think
the
it's a
next big
total
game,
draw.
Christoph, we go over there to you, over there at the Emirates. Master versus apprentice. Has the apprentice now taken over the master, Christoph? Can Arsenal finally get the better of Man City?
I mean, Arsenal beat them 5-1 at the Emirates last season, so
Well,
I
we
don't
would
know
think
about
after
the
such a
word
victory, Arsenal would
finally.
have gone on to lift the league, but it was not to be. The
I
team
mean,
in red
the team in
took
red what
charge.
took charge of what?
Well, the league title, of course, after Arsenal entered the league as heavy favorites. What,
They
the
may have
third, three consecutive second place finishes? Is this
Ar
Arteta's final season if he can't lift a trophy this season?
100%. If Arteta out if they can't win a trophy. If they keep Arteta in, it's going to be the same thing.
Mm. Too conservative.
Too conservative. Unless the Arsenal fans love to be conservative and be trophyless with a great team, go ahead. But Arteta got to be out if him not win something.
And
He has
from
to
the
be.
jump, I'm gonna call this one conservative draw. Because I think that will be the approach that Arteta takes. I
A
think
draw,
he's
right?
gonna draw. I feel that's the approach he's gonna take. I don't think he's gonna come out swinging versus this Man City team. He's gonna be very tactical,
Hmm.
almost a boring game, so to speak. Their best bet is a set piece, which granted they have been scoring from, but that is their best bet
And the
versus this
corner
Man
kick.
City team.
Don't forget,
Yeah,
them the corner, they're the corner kick kings.
right. Piece of C.
Set pick. Like they watch NBA and just set picks all day long in the box. Arsenal, boy, when they set this
What's
corner
your
kick
take
thing.
though, Christoph? I mean, this is your team.
Yes,
Can Arsenal dig out a win
come on,
in this
Christoph, tell
game
us.
on Sunday?
Yeah, I think Arsenal can win this game.
Okay.
Again, like I've said at the start of the season, I think Manchester City is soft. They've been soft since last season. It has continued into this season. In
Hmm.
my opinion, we saw Tottenham hammering them. Um,
2-0.
2-0, right? And again, Tottenham they start the season well, so expected behavior in a sort of way. But I think Man City is very beatable. I think the key to beating them is not to be reluctant in attacking them. We know that they cannot defend counter attacks. So it's very important to be clinical and to take those opportunities. That is your biggest weapon against Manchester City at the moment, in my opinion. But I think Arsenal can outplay them. We saw it last season at the Emirates. So it's a question of will they continue that. And you can probably pick the starting lineup for this game, to be honest.
I am thinking Arteta is going to go with the same tactic he utilized versus Liverpool
Yeah,
and play three defensive midfielders.
I think that's what he will do for this game as well. He's going to
I
use
think
that
he's going to go
that
back to three D mid,
I think he will.
Zubimendi, Moreno, and Rice, as opposed to unleashing a man like Eze and possibly unleashing Martinelli on the left and allowing Eze to play that number 10.
I agree. I think that's what his starting 11 will be. He'll use the same starting 11 that he used against Liverpool, in my opinion.
Mm.
Aside,
So
I mean,
isn't that a conservative approach though, as opposed to one that is going to take the game
but
to Man
here's
City?
here's the thing. That approach, while Arsenal did not win that game, that approach was not wrong at the moment because Liverpool
Draw,
had
but
to
he was set up for a draw. It's not as
Liverpool.
if they were leading.
No, they weren't set up for a draw. They were not set up
Of
for a draw.
course, that was a draw game. He would have beaten your hand off if you had offered him a draw at the start of that game.
Like I was saying, that was not a draw game. Their goal was to try and get a goal or two goals and the counter attack did not work out. So
Mm.
you get the draw at the end, and fine. He doesn't care. Arteta is the manager who will take a 2-0 win over a 5-1 win.
Okay.
So, and again, it would be a very different conversation had that game ended nil all or Arsenal winning 1-0,
Yeah,
2-0,
that's what it is.
because it took a very brilliant last minute free kick for Liverpool to get a
But
win.
that's the point I'm making. The game would have drawn had it not been for that brilliant free kick.
Right. And
Arteta went into that game not to lose as opposed to trying to win. And I think he's
and
going to take the same approach to this
I
one. Not to
I think
lose rather than actually going out and trying to win. To me,
like
that's
I
the
said,
approach he's going to take.
I agree that he's going to start that approach, but again, he's trying to win on the counter attack. Right?
So do you agree with that approach though?
He's not necessary. No, I want to play attacking football. I want to attack them. That is what I want to do. I
Mm.
think you have enough attacking options um that you can take it to City and win. But I think what Arteta is doing is that he wants to remain defensively sound. He wants the defense to be as solid as possible, and then allow attacking Mavericks to come up with moments of brilliance or
So you, I can't see that approach winning you the league in all honesty.
100%. You can't win the league with that. Can't win a trophy with that. You have to come out and risk it sometime and say, you know what? City, you say, okay, City wounded, City soft. Beat them. Show
I agree.
dominance.
That is the approach I would take. City does not look strong to me. City
No,
looks
beat
weak.
them.
They are weak, very weak on the counter attack.
Yeah. And you guys good at the counter attack, so beat them. Come out strong. You're Arteta, you're convincing. Beat
Uh,
them.
Arsenal actually have one of the worst conversion rates for counter attacks.
Uh, but in the defense, solid. They're not conceded any
Right, they're
goal.
not conceding, but they're not
You know,
making the best use of the counter attacks.
what they
That
need
is
for
the problem.
what they need for do now, get Martinelli on the wing, Eze, get corners because they're gonna score from the corners anyways. Gonna concede from a corner kick every game. Do that. It work.
That has to be the best
I
approach. I
mean,
mean,
every game you watch as Arsenal. Every time Arsenal get I remember Arsenal got two corner in a game, or three, and score from one. This is what they do.
mm,
So why wouldn't you attack the wing and get a corner and just shoot and a
right.
score?
Yeah, for sure. Especially against this soft belly Man City defensive
Correct.
team.
Get it.
Probably Arsenal has the height advantage as well. Uh, I mean, I mean, Pep always pulls a tactic or two out of his hat, to be honest with you. So you may never tell. You may see four centre backs playing in that defense of Man City just to counter the height that Arsenal may bring to these set pieces. So you may very well see a Guardiola, Diaz,
That that
maybe
that
a John
that
Stones,
won't be enough because
a
everybody,
Kuzinov,
almost
are all in the back line just to counter
every
that aerial prowess that Arsenal may have from these set plays and
Ar-
corners.
every Arsenal starter except probably Skelly, Saka, Martinelli are over 6 foot.
Well, I
So
mean, we don't expect those guys. I mean, isn't Saka out injured?
Saka is out injured, but yeah, everybody who I'm expecting to start in this game is over 6 foot except probably Eze.
Well, I mean, being tall doesn't mean you're good in the air, as
Hmm?
we have
Tell
seen
that.
from Gokieres. I mean, he had what, over 100 goals and maybe two or three were headers.
No,
So he,
he has no headed goals for Sporting.
well, there you go. And I mean, so
His first goal for Arsenal was a header though, so there's that.
time is the master. So what's your official call for this game, though, Christoph? What
I
is the
think
scoreline you're going with?
I'm going to go with Arsenal to win 2-0.
Arsenal to win 2-0. What says you, Fergus?
Arsenal should win this game. It's gonna be only one team scoring in this game. So
Mm.
it's either a 1-0 or 2-0, but I don't expect a flood of goals. I don't expect a 4-3 or none of that. I expect Arteta play it safe, right? And try get a draw, but Arsenal should pull off a win.
So
1-0,
no
what
no surprises from
1-0
Arsenal
to the
side then.
Arsenal.
The
what
tried, tested, proven methodologies.
yeah. I mean City played good today and win against Napoli, but you know, again, they're not dominant like the City 3, 4 years ago, where you used to say, okay, we're playing against City, you have to change up your whole. Not anymore.
Mm.
Ever since Pep having trouble with his wife, you know what happened? The whole system fall apart. So, so let's
Ah,
let,
well, that might you may have just revealed the secret we've been trying to uncover from what the middle of last season. What has happened to Man City? You should have been on the platform a long time to let us in on what the formula is. You
Pamela was
know,
his wife.
you know. But definitely it should be an interesting game. But as I said from early out, for me, I'm expecting a very conservative approach from Arteta, and as such, I'm expecting a draw. And to be honest, a draw is a good result for Liverpool because it means the two closest rivals would have dropped points. So a draw
Too
is
close as how?
indeed a good result.
Manchester City is in eighth place, sir.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, the cream will rise to the top, and we do expect Man City to be among, the one of the top teams. I mean, whether they win the league, yes or no, that's a different debate. But in terms of the teams who could win the league, Man City at this point is still in that conversation. I would also throw Chelsea in the conversation. I think Chelsea may be a dark horse, which a lot of teams and fans are overlooking, much like they took the World Club Championship by surprise. Nobody gave them a chance versus PSG in that final,
No,
and they came out with the trophy.
But that was
So
that
I
was the
am not
fault of
writing off
PSG.
Chelsea just yet. They may
PSG
yet have a surprise or two up their sleeve.
PSG went into that game expecting to win. That was their problem, and that's why they lost. They went in expecting that Chelsea was nobody.
But
And
that's what I'm
again,
saying.
we talked about it all of last season. Had they focused on stopping Cole Palmer, they probably would have won, but they didn't. So,
Interesting stuff. But Craig, is any final thoughts as we wrap things up on the platform? Any final thoughts as it relates to this weekend's football action coming up?
yeah, man, we touch on that this time, but I've touched on something where my boss just said a while ago. Hey, they write us off against Bayern Munich, we did it. Write us off against City, we did it. PSG should have expect the same thing, right? We just talked about it on the platform just a while ago. If you go in a game, you can't always go in conservative. Chelsea never went in that game conservative. Them say we're the underdogs, but we're gonna come out gunning.
I,
PSG,
I
P-
agree with you
you
in
know,
terms of it's a final. There's no there's no
yeah,
point in being
there's
conservative
there's
in a
no, you have
final.
to come out swinging, and if you lose, you lose. You know, we did something risky. I placed Reece James as midfield, right?
Mm, that was
But
it.
it
That was the
that was
tactical.
the tactic. We
That
put
was the
him as midfield.
tactical
So
master
so we could
stroke.
free Cucurella to run all over the place. That's
Mm.
pretty much what he did. So Reece James can drop back. Never expect that. So it's tactical. But this weekend coming up, we're focusing on the league, right? Let me see now. Saturday. We talk about the main teams, but we didn't touch on anybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
time
time.
factor.
All right,
Time
so
factor. We quickly
quick,
running out of
touch it.
time.
No problem. So the league is going to be a good game. We have Tottenham playing Brighton and all that. So we don't know that game going to go because we never can predict Tottenham, right? But I feel like the result that we talked about today is good. Like Liverpool should pull off the game, but I think it's very close. City, Arsenal, one love or a draw. I don't think it's a lot of game. I think it's under 3 goal for sure, right? And Chelsea should beat Manchester United, but we're gonna concede.
Ah, indeed, indeed, indeed. Final word, Christoph. Literally. Final
Um,
word.
for me, I hope to see some quality refereeing because when it comes to Arsenal and Man City, the refereeing is always questionable. And also,
That
I'm
is true.
interested to see what Aston Villa does, given that they have not scored a goal from the start of the season.
All right, Christoph. Well, that's
Love
all the
it.
time we have, viewers and subscribers. Craig, is Christoph, thanks again for coming on board, sharing your thoughts and your opinions. Viewers and subscribers, continue to support us. But until next time, this is Rafa signing off.